Hello.
Just hang on, Miss Lavender. I want to get my intro in there.
Okay.
We're gonna have to start testing this and syncing it up. Well,
Y'all bear
hello,
with us.
Lavender. Well, hello, Lavender.
Hello,
you're not with me.
hello, 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 Vernon. I am here. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I know we rushed on this. We got to get back into it because I was intending to sync my intro up with your countdown, and then I was end up getting your music from your countdown. Then I
Oh, really?
didn't forget how to cut. I forgot how to cut it off. But anyway, welcome folks back to another Real Talk on Relationship Wind Down Wednesday, sometime known as the Other Woman Show. Well, good evening,
Good
Lavender. I missed you,
evening.
sugar. I missed
I
you.
I missed you too, Vernon. I missed you too. Maybe we can be stay consistent. Life happened. You know what's
Yeah,
that phrase they
yeah,
say now? Life be life, and
yeah. It.
so
You know what they say? It happens. It
yes,
happens. Yeah.
yes,
So okay.
yeah.
Well, we're back. We're back.
We're
Yeah.
back.
Uh,
We're back.
you had grandkids to contend with. I had grandkids. That's the peril of getting to be old, Lavender. We raised one crop, second crop. You're just on your second crop. I'm on my third crop.
Now, when you say second and third crop, what are you saying? Like great
So
grand or?
great grand. I'm on my great grand now.
Oh my
Yeah, I
my
got a
my
great
my
grand.
my. That's
Yeah.
that's
So
you're fortunate.
yeah,
Just to yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, really, I probably on my fifth. Cause when me and Mary got married, we basically raised our nephew. Then we
Mm.
raised our children with the two step, and then my grandchildren. So I'm for the fourth. So I'm that's my fourth crop.
Wow. So how many grandchildren do you have?
I only got one. I mean grandchildren. I
Uh
got
huh.
three grandchildren and one great grandchild. Three grandchildren.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's all from love. Started with falling in love with the love of your life,
Yep. Yep.
and
50
and
years. 50 some
wow.
years of my life.
Are you
Over
guys
half
gonna
a
do something
century.
special for the 50th?
Well, 50 is gone, baby.
Oh, 50 is gone. Okay,
50 is
okay.
gone, baby.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
wonderful. That's
You
wonderful.
you know what they say about when you're young, when you get first young and get married and you can't stay away from to get in meet in the hallway and you have sex even in the hallway. Now when you get old, when you meet in the hallway, the
Ah!
best you can do is now you look at you and you look at her and one say screw you and another say screw you. So that's
Oh, Lord. Or you got to
that's the
wait till
hallway in the
one,
sex today.
or you got to stand against the wall and let one go by. So, because both of y'all can't fit down the hallway.
But that's true too. That is true. All right. Let's talk about some relationship stuff so we can go back on real talk relationship. You got my text, right?
Yes, I did.
I can remember I can remember Lavenda when we decided to do this show, okay?
Hmm.
And you was insisting, you said, look, Vernon, I'm not gonna do this show with you until I get Mary's approval. Okay. And you got your little hot ass up and you called Mary and hopefully Mary approved it. She didn't have any issue with that. Okay. Now, why would that why would all that necessary? I told you it was all right, but
Yeah.
you wanted to make sure it's okay. But I, it brings me to the subject of why can't why can't we have opposite sex friends? Why can't a married man have a best friend as a female or a married woman or not necessarily married, even into a relationship? When you only one on one, there's no such thing as people wanting to accept the fact that you have a best friend of the opposite sex. I have to tell you, I got a couple of male good friends, real good friends, male good friends, but I have to tell you, I got way more female friends.
Mm,
I have male friends, and me
hmm.
friends, truly platonic friends, and just like you and I, we're just friends. And
Right.
but some folks don't think that should happen. You shouldn't have uh female female friend. What
Right.
what okay, what are your thoughts on that?
So many thoughts, and my thoughts and ideas on that topic have changed. Is there's actually a term for that, platonic, having a
Yeah.
platonic relationship.
That,
Um,
that hold on for that is the that is the problem. Okay. I
mhm.
know you saying I know you're doing play on words like platonic. That's what I had friends say called platonic. It's not platonic, it's platonic. It's not platonic. Sometimes you can have truly platonic friends, right?
Right. I think it's the extent of the friendship, Vernon. I believe when I was in high school, I remember having a conversation with this couple that I used to babysit for. And we were
Uh-huh.
talking about, they were explaining to me about platonic relationships. He said, yes, it's possible. She said, no. I agreed with him after hearing both views of a platonic relationship. And I saw her recently as a grown woman now, me, because I was in high school babysitting. And she looked at me and she said, I got a word for you. I said, what? She said, platonic relationships. And we both just laughed because my views changed. Because I'm not sure if I agree with platonic relationships if the friends are spending a lot of quality time together. Because even work relationships, you spend a lot of time with people that you work with, opposite sex. And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of affairs begin in the
In the
workplace.
workplace. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And that's human nature. Don't you think that's human nature?
Well, that's human nature, but okay. Explain. I want you to explain those two positions. What was her position at the time?
They
Then
were
what was his
married.
position? I know that they would remember what their position on this subject of platonic
Okay. He
relationship. What was she
didn't,
thinking, and then what
he
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 thought?
believed it was possible. He
Uh
believed you
huh.
could have friends of the opposite. And she said she was just absolutely against it. And you know
Okay.
what? They're divorced now. They are divorced now and both have remarried. And it's just funny because she knew that I would eventually change my mind.
So
But I
what was your
think
position at the
men,
time?
I
What was your
agree with
position?
him. I agree with him. Yes, you can have platonic relationships. I was
Okay.
young. I experienced life. I got older. I started living.
Uh huh.
Um, I've tried it, platonic relationships. They're okay. They're okay if you're not spending a lot of time together. You can't, I don't want to put limitations on friendships, but I think people know when they start growing feelings for who they considered a friend.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter how you try to fight that feeling, it happens. You can't control those kind of emotions. When you start falling, who's going to be there to catch you?
Yeah, I hear you. Before you get stuck, before we get check to make sure you're on social media because you already told me to remind you that because we get
I
to talking
did.
and forget.
I
Did you? Okay,
shared.
you okay?
I
Okay,
shared,
okay, great.
yeah.
Okay, now, okay. What in these days though, Lavender, how can you trust? Ask Peggy Scott about
Hmm.
men in friendship, being man and a man being friend, right? About
Uh-huh.
Bill. Okay, why don't they worry about Bill instead of Jill? Okay.
A lot of people
Yeah.
might not know who Peggy Scott is,
Okay. Well,
Vernon.
you want to explain Peggy Scott? Okay, Peggy Scott, y'all know the renowned uh, blues singer R&B singer from Pensacola, Florida, and everybody knew about the record called Bill. And well, she sung this song about this woman found out that her husband and his best friend was lovers. Okay, and he left her for his best friend. Okay, so his name Bill. So, but while she was worrying about Jill, she should have been worrying about Bill. Okay,
Mm,
and all I'm trying to say to you is, if and I hear your point about you, we can't help who we fall in love with, and we can't help. Sometimes you can avoid stuff, but things do happen in the workplace, and things do happen when you spend more time with one another, and so forth. But Lavender, but I don't think I just true. I can tell you from experience. Okay, I can tell you from experience. Not only our relationship, but I got several women friends, what I consider close friends, that is never an issue of wanting to cross it over. But you
right.
know now, you know what I said. You know, but I know it sounds like I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth. Okay, because you if you listen to this show anytime, any while, because you heard me say once, you heard me say many times that if you think that your woman got a, you think that you these women think they got a male friend. I said,
Mm-hmm.
well, you test that by dropping your drawers, okay,
Mm-hmm.
so to speak, and see if that's a real friend. If he turn you down sexually, okay, then you know he must be a real friend. But if he don't turn you down, then you know he was just hanging around to see what he can get. Okay, so I know you heard me say that before, but but there are many male and female friendships that don't cross the line. Okay,
There are.
and I'm here to testify that I got a lot of female friends that I don't want to have any relationship with them to cross the line. We just happen to have some things in common, you know, people that you know from even from high school, people that
Right.
you know you develop over the years
Right.
that you've been with and that you know, and you just develop a bond and a friendship that you can just talk about anything together and stuff like that,
Right.
but it don't cross the line. But to
Right.
convince your partner
Oh
of that
yeah. Yeah.
is will be, and I can't like I can tell Mary as a Mary. I got my one of my friends, say Ron for an example. He's one of my best friends, right? We don't spend a lot of time together, but when we do spend time together, because we've been friends for 50 years now, right?
Uh-huh.
And I said, Mary, me and Ron going out for a drink, or we going out to have a good time, or we going out to what we one of the things we do together every year, you know, every year when Veterans Day is, when they give away the free food, me and him go around to every establishment in the world to get all the free. But anyway, I can tell her I'm going with Ron. Okay, no problem. All right. But if I told her that I'm going out with Lavender, okay, it
Uh-huh.
would be probably a different tone. You know what I'm saying?
Pick somebody
As long
else.
as it's a female, well, any friend, any woman, yeah, any
Yeah.
woman.
Pick
Okay,
somebody
it
else
doesn't.
because I don't think
The
you
name
are.
doesn't matter.
I don't. Okay.
Does it matter what I'm
Yeah,
talking?
it
When I
does.
use your name or anything? Go
I don't
ahead.
think Mary would have a problem with us
Well,
doing
all because you,
something.
yeah, she would have probably less problem with you because you already got your permission slip. Okay, but
Yeah.
for somebody that she didn't have, okay, but that's a fair point. That's a fair point. She probably won't have any issue with you and I because she know nothing going on between you and I. But some other friend that I might
Oh
have
yeah.
that she may not know as well, I may not me know. No, I don't know if she know any of my friends,
That's a
women
problem right
friends
there. That's a
that
problem
she
right
don't know.
there.
Okay, what's the problem?
That she
Not
doesn't
knowing.
know. That she doesn't know because
Okay.
you call them such a good friend, but they don't know your family. If they're such a good friend, how can they not know your spouse?
Well, they do, but what I'm saying, but that lies the dilemma, Lavender.
No.
If you yes, it does. It does. That's lies the dilemma because if you tried to explain to them, this is my best friend, you're gonna probably have issues. This is my friend, and I want to hang out with my friend, and you probably won't ever get to know him. I don't know. I'm speculating.
There's a reason that you don't introduce them. There's a reason. And it
Right.
will never be spoken of, but there's a reason that a man's wife would have a problem with one woman and not have a problem with another. And that whole intuition thing that women have, Vernon, let me just take this minute to let everybody know, please silence your phones while the show is in progress. Please silence your phones while the show is in progress. But yeah.
Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up.
but
Might be
but
one of my best friends. Might be one of my female best friends calling. What are you talking about?
you know what, Vernon? Going back to your best friend not knowing. When you have friends, they're like family. You
Hmm.
introduce them to your family. So there's a
Hmm.
reason that you don't introduce. If you know your wife will have a problem, if you introduce her to another woman who you say is your friend,
Yeah.
she has every right to feel the way she does. Because
Right.
you know what? Our intuition is very strong. A lot of times we ignore it, but a lot of times it's just a trust issue, not trusting our man, but we don't trust
The woman.
the we don't trust ourselves. We don't trust our marriage.
Yeah.
It's something that's lacking to make you feel, oh no, he ain't. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. If you got to look
Mhm.
sideways at somebody, you're probably right.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole point of the conversation, though. Is what I'm trying to tell you is that I don't know how to get around it and to make it better to make people more comfortable with that because it's a catch-22 situation. It's damned if you do and it's damned if you don't. You know what I'm saying?
But that's not your
You
job to make them feel comfortable. If they don't feel comfortable,
uh-huh.
uh, Vernon, that's your body. That's the mechanisms in your body giving you an alert. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you get scared, the hairs on your arm, the hairs on your body stand up.
Mm-hmm.
That's your alert system. That's letting you know something is going on. Take caution. So that's the same thing with intuition. So you can't make somebody feel comfortable with something they just naturally don't feel comfortable with.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Go ahead.
So, with all that being said, what's the right thing to do? Do you maintain the friendship or do you let the friend know, hey, oh, I don't know, Vernon. I don't know. Because when feelings get involved, it's already out of control. But men have a better, uh, not a better time. They feel more comfortable with platonic relationships. They seem to believe that they can have female friends more so than the female does. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's just because women know the nature of the beast. And what do you always say, Vernon? Uh, it's the opportunity. You
Right.
always
Yeah.
tell me all men cheat, and the ones who haven't is because of the lack of
Lack of
opportunity.
opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree. Now,
yeah.
see, that's what makes it the catch-22 situation again, or just what I said earlier, Lavender, is
Uh
like I
huh.
said. Now, if you got a male friend or female friend, and I said to test that, okay, to see where you really got a friend. If tested to offer to have sex with you and they take advantage of it, see, that's the thing. You just don't know. You
Is
just
that a
don't know. But
test or a setup? That's like a
no, I don't.
setup.
No, it's not a setup. It's
It's
not.
very
What?
difficult for a man to turn down
No, it's not. No, it's
sex with
not.
some.
Uh-uh. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
It's
Uh,
not.
uh, no, no. If
You didn't let me
he either
finish. You
he
didn't let me finish with someone he truly
okay.
cares about. With someone he cares about. And plus, you don't know what's going on
Mm-hmm.
in that friend's mind, Vernon. You know, you just don't know. Somebody's going to feel something for the other.
Mm-hmm.
That's just human nature. That's a fact that you just cannot go against.
Okay, I hear you. I hear you. But what I'm telling you, Lavender, then I'm gonna have to use us as an example, if you don't mind. Okay,
Okay.
just work with me on this for an example.
Okay.
Just go with the flow. Even though I
Okay.
know you gonna validly disagree with what I'm saying.
Give folks the background on us first so
Okay.
everybody doesn't
We,
know us.
well, we just friends. We platonic, not platonic, but platonic friends. Okay, but platonic friends. Okay.
And have
Have I
been
ever?
for
I
many
have been
years,
for years. Okay,
work
and have
together,
worked together and did all this other stuff. Okay,
go to church,
and
same
church to get
church, or used to.
same thing.
Okay.
But now, have I ever tried to hit on you?
No,
Directly, indirectly. Okay. Now,
no,
have you ever tried to hit on me?
no.
Never. Okay. We just purely friends. As gender shouldn't matter in that respect. Okay. Now,
Right,
all of a sudden, you're gonna test the friendship because you said, Vernon, I want to test your theory to see if we really friends. Okay. I'm gonna get you in an environment that I'm going to offer you sex, okay, and see where you take. Not that you're serious about it, but you just tested me, see well how true a friend am I. If I was to take you up on your offer, and then I had ulterior motives, okay, but if I were not to take you up on your offer and says, uh, I thought this was just a regular friendship, but I don't want you. I don't want your friends for sex. I want your friends for your friendship. Now, that would be a real test. And Lavender, I'm
what
telling you,
kind of
I
friend is
know.
going to test you like that? What kind of
Well, but,
friend?
but but go with my theory, okay? Don't get
Okay,
ahead of me. Don't get ahead of me.
okay,
Just assuming what
okay,
I'm saying. Just assume for a minute, for the sake of
okay,
our discussion,
okay,
that is the scenario. Don't
okay.
judge it. Don't judge it for what kind of friend it is. If that were the case, okay?
All
If
right,
that were the case, and if it was a real friend, then sex is not a factor in your relationship. That
right,
person would, I would walk away from you and say, Lavender, you either tested me, or if you're serious about it, that wasn't the kind of friendship that we had. I like you as a person, I like you as a friend, and so forth. You know, I know a lot of female friends that I wouldn't touch sexually, okay, but they're real friends of mine. We just friends. So, but I know sometimes, but then again, I know some that better not test me. So you see what I'm saying?
yeah.
So some of them that might test me, then I might give in. But some of them that I don't. But all I'm trying to say to you is that there are situations, as my grandma would say, there are situations and
Situations.
situations, yeah, situations that I would never take advantage of. Then there are situations that I just very well might be tempted to do.
Mm.
So, but everything is a 50-50. Everything is a 50-50 risk. But I didn't become their friend because of
A
I wanted
physical
to go to bed.
attraction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
physical. Well, that because I wanted to go to bed with them. I came with their friend because of another reason, whatever,
Right.
whatever that we
The
had.
energy brought y'all together. You
Right.
guys, whether it be kindred spirits or you just have a lot in common or you're both good conversationalists, it could
Yeah.
be anything to bring two people together and be
Yeah.
friends. It's a shame that it has to be the opposite sex because it happens.
I
But
know. I know.
these
But is it
friends you
fair?
have, do you spend a lot of time? You don't spend a lot of time with these friends. It's not like you go into the movies and out to eat. You know what I'm saying? They are
Well,
friends. They're compartmentalized. You are
yeah.
my
Yeah.
friend,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So they're really not a threat. You don't see them every day. I mean, we saw each other every day except the weekends at work, but there was never no any attraction or I don't know. It was just working. And you heard of what is it called, work husband and the working wife. We didn't even have that. We were just, I don't know what, I guess, I don't know what brought us. And
Can
here
I
we
tell you?
are.
Can I lighten up? Can I lighten it up a little bit, but with the joke?
Sure.
Be like this lady. Be like this lady and this man. They was on this train, right?
Uh-huh.
And somehow they got everything mixed up. They had the sleeper cars, okay, and so they got them mixed up and they assigned them to the same room, same car, okay, and so they looked at each other and said, okay, we'll both we can't miss our appointed place to be, so we're adults, so we'll just share the car, and the man said, okay, I'll take the top bunk, you take the bottom bunk. And about 1 o'clock in the morning, the um, the man got cold, and he reached down and he asked the lady, said, look, uh, can you go over there and get me that blanket? She said, well, I tell you what. She said, you know what? Why don't we just act like we husband and wife tonight, okay? And uh, and the man got all excited and said, yeah, okay, that's a good idea. And she said, oh, she said, okay. And she said, well, get the damn blanket yourself. Then he just farted and rolled and went to sleep. So
That's funny. That is funny. See, yeah, and even though it was a joke, what man wouldn't get excited
yeah,
if he was, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
If she
yeah,
was it don't matter if she was a beautiful woman or not.
yeah.
It could just be, I don't know, sex. Men are driven by sex. And I
That's
think
right.
it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful when you can be friends with someone
Oh,
and not, and sex is not involved.
introduce it.
Did
Yeah.
I tell you about the friend that I had and I wanted a sexless relationship with him? We talked about
Yeah.
it for months, having a
Tell me again.
sexless, we
Tell me
talked
again.
about
So
it for
remind
months.
me.
We talked about having a sexless relationship for
Sexless
months.
relationship.
So
Okay.
I wasn't interested in sex. I just didn't want to do that. And I tell you, Vernon, he was all for it. He was all for it until we got together. Until, because this was long distance. And I thought about what you said. A man will tell you what that you want to hear. I was so disappointed, Vernon, and I tried to just kind of go with the flow, but it just wasn't right. It wasn't right because you don't have to have a conversation like that with someone if there's no physical attraction. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
shouldn't have that, grown folks shouldn't have to have that conversation anyway. Just let life happen. But I thought I had a friend that I could hang out with and do things with and no sex be involved. And even my parents told me that doesn't exist. You better find somebody gay. They said, because if you get a friend and you just want to hang out and it's a man, they're going to go somewhere else with someone else for sex. And that would have
Hmm.
been fine with me because I don't want to have sex with you, but I want my buddy. You know what I'm saying? When we get ready to go
Yeah.
somewhere, I want my buddy. I don't care if you go somewhere. But if they're having sex, they're going to start doing things together. So that leaves me out. You know, it's
Yeah.
like you can't
True.
even have a good close
Well,
friend unless sex is involved.
But see that let's just go back to what I tell you earlier. Sex is the integral to everything, Lavenda. I'm telling you, you cannot. Sex was why we're here in the world today, but you cannot rule out sex in any way, shape, no shape, form, or fashion.
So I'm just going to be by myself for the rest of my life.
But you might be by yourself, but I bet sex ain't ruled out.
Okay. I got to find somebody that I want to be that close. You know what I'm saying? Somebody, I don't
No,
know.
that's not what I really meant. But
What did
but
you
you're right.
mean? Oh, shoot. You know what? See, that's why.
See, see, you can take matters in your own hands. Sex is still an integral part of what you do, even even without a man.
Yeah,
Even if
you're
it's a little
right.
man in the drawer. So
I recently heard the three F's. A woman was telling me, no, she was telling her friend, but she told me the story, her male friend.
okay.
She was like, a man can only do three things for me, and they start with an F. And
Hmm.
she said, but I can actually do all of those things myself. So you have to come at me differently. She said, you can finance me, you can feed me, or you can F me. And she said, I do all those things myself now. So what will you
What
bring to
value
our
would a man
relationship?
bring to the table?
Yes,
Uh,
yes. You
would he
know,
bring to the would he bring to the table, bring to the bank, or bring to the bed, huh? Your three F's.
finance me, feed me, or F me. Um, I thought it was funny. I've never heard that before, but you don't want that kind of relationship. You
Did
know
you
what I'm
know?
saying? Doesn't it go deeper than that? Doesn't it go deeper? That's like using somebody. That sounds
You
like
know?
friends with benefits.
Hey, Lavender, on just a sidetrack for a minute. That see, don't have what I'm telling you about how the difference between men and women. Those are the three F for women: finance me, feed me, and F me. Right? Well, men's got a three F too, right? You know? Did you know that?
No.
Find them, F them, and forget them.
Say that again. You broke up. Find them.
Find, F them, and forget them.
Oh
That's the men.
Lord, have
Those
mercy.
those are the men's three Fs.
And that is
I'm not,
why
that's why I'm gonna
I'm.
get kicked out the club for that, but that's the fact.
And that is why I will just be by myself. But that's true. And I even told a guy that it's like, if that happens, there will be no us. You know what I'm saying? But women are more emotionally attached. A man can screw and skedaddle, be gone, forget about you, not even think about you. Whereas a woman, because he releases in her, she's got some of him in her body and it's going
Yeah.
to be there. Um, she's there to receive, and that's it. She's just got a part of him in her, and she's going to want him more. That's just a woman's nature. You guys deposit with no return.
But you know, no, that's a better reason for women to make sure that men use condoms. But I do understand what you're saying because really think about that for a minute. Unlike the stuff I told you about it, but think about it for a minute. When all that deposit in you, it gets soaked into the membranes and whatever else
Yeah.
there, and so they obviously you're right. Men actually do leave a part of them with you. Okay.
Yes. Yes. And mess
Wow.
up your pH balance and all that and just be gone on to the. But you always said men are hunters. So after they hunt you, they got
Yeah.
you, they use you, you got to go hunt something else. You know, I want to
Well,
stay in hunting. I want to be the huntee. You're going to always have to hunt me. You will never get me. I'll just be safe and stay behind the bushes so I can't be shot. I can't be
I,
hunted.
I hate for us to get back into the same old debate about what you're talking about because you're going to be a victim. It's just a matter. It's just going to be a matter of time. You talk all this noise, but it's just a matter of time,
Well, you know
Lavender.
what? If it is a matter of time, I hope it's somebody that I feel something for. I hope it's someone that I
No,
have to
oh,
fight that feeling. You know what I'm saying? And then just can't fight that feeling. That is going to have to be that, Vernon.
well, that's what
Because,
they call love, Lavender.
well,
When you
I don't
can't,
care
when
what
you
they
can't,
what word
when
they
you
put
can't,
on
when
it.
you can't fight that feeling, that got to be love. Obviously, it's somebody you're not interested in, because had been somebody you're interested in, you'd have had them in your bed by now.
Say that again.
Obviously, it's somebody you're not interested in, but it had been somebody you're interested
Oh,
in, you would have been had them in your bed by now.
so you think it's somebody I'm not interested in? Ugh.
Yeah, I think, yeah, well, but because you're looking all in the wrong places.
I'm not looking at all. Let's get that straight. You will never accept the fact that I'm good. Vernon, I am at the peak of my happy. I didn't know this existed. I didn't know how exciting it was to come home and not have to cook for somebody and have peace. And I'm living the dream. You don't believe that, but I have, oh my goodness. But
No,
I would
you,
entertain. There's a song by Patti LaBelle. I heard it this morning. Um, uh, some of the words are, I said I wouldn't, but if you asked me to. Remember that song? If,
yeah.
oh my goodness. That made me smile.
See, there it is. That so I'm right. So it's on your mind.
Well,
He's just gonna have
I'm
to ask you to.
human. I'm human. I'm human.
See, you weakening already. See, I know it. I knew it. See, now you,
Weak
now
with
you, but
who? I'm not,
two,
I don't
two,
have anybody
two
to talk about.
years, 2 years ago, you wasn't even at this point. Now you saying you're human.
Yeah, you're
Before
right.
you would say you was a robot before. You was just rebounding. That was probably the problem.
Oh, that's funny. I was a robot. That's funny. That is funny. I don't think I was that bad. Yeah, you're right.
Go back and look at some of those shows how you came out.
Oh,
Lavender,
yeah.
a
I
lady
was
asked me,
hardcore.
this is God him truth, I know, but several couple months ago, and a lady asked me, she said, "Is Lavender still a man hater?"
You said that last week, Vernon, or the
Did I
week
say that
before.
last week? Okay, well,
Yes,
I'm
you
telling you.
did.
Well, are
I
you?
was hardcore. I was hardcore. I don't think I was ever a man hater. I just stated the facts of what I dealt with men. And they gave me no reason to open up my life or my heart. And when I did, he ended up being the worst of them all. Because I know, it's like, what the heck? What the heck? But you know what? You know what would get
What,
me? You know what would really get me,
what's that?
Vernon? When I say get me, get my attention. Uh, I love intellect. I love an intellect. Most men don't read. You know what I'm saying? I don't know many men that will sit and just read a book. But even if you don't read, can we have, I want you to, before you try to stimulate my body, stimulate my mind. I like to think deep. I like to be challenged in my thoughts. I like
Excuse me.
to, bless you. I like to have new perspectives. You know what I'm saying? I like to debate. I like to I like to use my brain. It's not all about sex. It's so much more to humans being together than sex. Because after the sex is gone, then what? We're just
More
gonna
sex?
look at each other.
No, more sex.
Oh shoot. When y'all get a certain
Sex.
age, there is no more sex. Literally. Literally.
I ain't gonna argue with you about that.
y'all, y'all spend your whole life
Oh Lord.
sex, 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 chasing skirts, sex, sex, get all you can, and then bam, you wake up
Well,
one morning and say, okay, what now? What
okay,
do I
well,
do
don't you?
now?
Wouldn't it prove us right? Because you're right. We get all what we can. Then one day you wake up and say, "Oh, I can't get no more." Okay, so I'm glad I get everything. That might explain why men do what they do. Okay.
Lord have mercy.
So
I
they
don't
know that
know. Well, you know
they know
what?
one day they're gonna get up one day they're gonna say, "Oh Lord, it's
You're
gone,"
right. So I can see what
and
you're
get
saying, but you
all.
know what? Well, don't come to me at my raggedy and wanting a nursemaid and need somebody to administer your medicine. I'm sorry. I'm at a point in my life where
Didn't I tell you to turn your phone off, Lavinda? Huh? Huh?
I don't want the raggedy. I don't want raggedy. You know, there are some men out there who believe in taking care of their bodies, who
Mm-hmm.
still have a vibrant sex life. You know what I'm saying? A full sex life because they take care of their body. But just like we say, I always say, just because you age doesn't mean that you have to get stiff. Just because a man ages doesn't mean he has to lose his manhood. There are things out there
That is the problem.
besides
He don't get
Viagra.
when he get aged when he get old he don't get stiff. That's the problem.
Well, no, that's not the problem. See, if I ever, if I ever have a man in my life, he is going to be right. You hear me? Hard muscles, hard body, hard everything. Because you're going to eat right. You're going to eat right. You want to keep eating trash, you're not going to ever have a good erection. It's just not going to happen. But if you put the right things in your body, and I'm keeping no secrets for myself, I'm not going to tell everybody. It's just going to be for that one special person.
All right, Lavinda, I'm gonna have to tell you just like I tell these other women. They always talking about. I want to marry me a rich man and all the kinds. How many rich men do you know? How many rich men do you ever met in your whole life?
I don't know
Let's
any
go.
rich men, but I know some well-to-do. I know three or four well-to-do men.
Why can you?
Well-to-do.
Why don't you snag one of them and bring them on
It ain't
home?
about money. I don't. I make my
Well,
own bag. I got my own bag. I don't
okay,
want their
okay.
money.
What do you want then? What you want in a man?
I just
You
told
want a
you.
Mister. You want Mister Atlas. Okay,
No.
being 80 years old, a bit Mister. Right?
No, Burden.
What you want?
No. I told you, just don't come raggedy. I can't give me something to work with. You know
He
what I'm
gonna come with a
saying?
he gonna come with a book on his arm,
A what?
a book on his arm,
Oh
a
shoot.
book.
I don't care about a book. I don't care about Bernie, you know what I told you the last show? I will entertain someone who picks up trash. I'll entertain someone who has a job that he might be embarrassed of because it's not at a level that women look for. You know, women want money, they want you to
Vendor,
have a nice job. I'll take uh,
a
I
vendor.
don't know what.
Okay, you gonna try to tell me now? Which you I know it's bullshit. Okay, I don't say that on TV. Bullshit. Now you trying to tell me here go Mister America, well
Mhm.
built, he dumb as but it looked like he dumb as a rock, right? Then here's this pot belly bookworm coming to you with four eyes and everything,
Four
and
eyes,
say,
come on.
yeah, and everything. So you gonna say I want him instead of him?
No, I don't want either
Come
one
on,
of them.
come on.
I don't want either one of them. I don't want either one of them. How
That's the
many
choice you got.
men our age don't have a belly unless they stay in the gym? I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. I ain't got no big belly, but you know what? I will help him be who he really wants to be, help him to get in shape. You know, I'm a nurturer like that. He gonna be right. I'm not asking you to be Atlas and be a bodybuilder. I'm not a bodybuilder. You know, I just want good conversation. I just want to have fun. Somebody you ain't always at odds with and arguing. We are too old for that mess. What are you arguing about? I don't understand what grown people argue about. Let them do what they want to do. You do what you want to do. And
That's
y'all
why they
come
argue.
together.
That's why they argue because
Uh,
nobody want to let you do what they want to do. He want to be fat, okay? You want to be slim, okay?
Nobody wants to
He
be fat, Vernon.
he want to have
Nobody
sex and you want
wants
to
to
be
be
approved.
fat.
Yes, they do.
No,
I'm happy.
are you?
I didn't say. Hey, I didn't tell you. I told you if I told you this story. I know I told you about me and Charles Thornton, right? We used to go out and bodybuild and go to the gym and everything.
You and
And we,
Charles.
yeah, me and Charles, we used to go when we were working together, right? We'd go, and then one day, I was always hungry and all the time, and I was trying to eat nothing but salad and shit like that. And
You?
so, yeah, at one time. But then now after we did it for a while, and then I saw this guy that I hadn't seen in a while, and he happened to be in the gym at the same time. Big old overweight sloppy guy and everything. He was in the gym. I said, "Oh, okay, you doing like me and Charles, trying to lose some pounds." He said, "Man, I've been doing this about 5 years now." I looked at his big fat ass and I stopped that day. I said, "If you've been in the gym for 5 years and you look worse than me, hell with I'm tired of being hungry." I told Charles, I said, "Charles, you can continue this crap, but I'm tired of be tired and hungry all the time." I said, I'm going back to my damn steak. You can
You
get your salad if
said
you want to.
you said tired and hungry all
Tired and
the
hungry
time.
all the time. And then this is what I got to look for in 5 years. I say, ain't no damn way in hell.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm
Oh
comfortable with
my
my.
goodness. Oh gosh, buddy, you are too funny. Tired and hungry all the time.
And that's the truth. And then I got another.
Oh
That just wasn't
gosh.
the only example of it. Then I got another example of seeing this girl, and I had to meet her somewhere, but she was in the gym. She said, "I'm gonna be at the gym." And she came out in her sweat clothes and her stomach hanging all over her, all everywhere. And I said, "I didn't know you worked out." She said, "Yeah, I've been working out for 4 or 5 years now." I said, "Oh Lord, I ain't never going back to no damn body gym. No
Oh
way."
my God. Oh my gosh. So that just discouraged you from working
Now,
at it all.
I, I,
You didn't have good examples, Vernon. You didn't have good
you're right.
examples.
You,
But you
but
know
no,
what?
when I looked at every time I looked around that gym, I didn't see nobody look like Mr. Allen. Everybody looking worse than I was, like I was.
Well, that's what the
But
gym.
at least I thought they were working on it a little bit. I said, okay, I can understand they're working on it. Maybe, but after you've been there for 5 damn years, you think gonna be looking like that after 5 years? Hell no.
Putting in all that hard work.
All
Oh,
that
that
hard work.
is
I
so
did it for about,
funny.
honest to God,
Oh,
that's
that
a
is
true
so
story now.
funny.
We did about
Oh
did about four or
gosh.
5 months.
Oh my gosh. That is
I
hilarious. Well, you
always
know
was
what?
tired and hungry.
That just proves what they're saying is losing weight begins in the kitchen. Folks are obese, going to the gym. You have to have your body prepared to go into the gym with those machines or to do what, you know what I'm saying? It starts in the kitchen. And I got the perfect,
That's where I started at.
uh,
And ended that
huh?
too. That's where I started in the kitchen.
I got
That's the
the
reason I was in the
perfect
gym because I was in
solution.
the kitchen. What?
It's an exercise called pushback. All you got to do is push back from that table. That's all you got to do.
Well, see what it did for me. And when I had a full meal, I pushed right on back.
After you ate it.
Yeah.
But going
Yes.
back
Yeah,
to
but
that,
hey,
going
hey,
back to the men, Vernon.
hey, I did do my exercise. I did push back and I did pull ups. Every time I pulled that chair right up,
Oh,
I did a lot of pull ups. And it didn't do any good. So
she,
and then I
she,
had to see my
she's
time.
not.
I had to get my muscles. And when I get up off the table like this, put my hands on the chair arm.
Stop it. Stop. Vernon, that is not funny, but you got me laughing. Look, this girl asked me to go walking with her today. So
Uh,
we went walking. And when we got back, I heard this bag. And I said, "What are you eating? You just finished walking." It was some Cheetos or some goldfish, Vernon.
hmm
I was
uh,
like, "You're eating goldfish right after walking?" She had me dying laughing. She said, "Girl, I will eat right after I get off the treadmill."
why on the treadmill? You got to feed the body. Hmm. But Lavender, let me ask you this. Okay. aside from you, what you trying to
Whew.
claim, aside from the health benefits from that though, but do you think that most people do it for the health benefits or do to try to impress other people?
I think that can go both ways. Because you know what? I was talking to somebody one time about, I get on Facebook and do our exercise for 15 minutes or just to inspire, through the other woman in my page, Join the Journey, because a lot of people don't move. But you know what? I don't do my hair. I have my rag that I slept in, and I'm usually in my pajamas or a t shirt that I just put on. But a lot of times people do. And women are good for when you get out of a relationship, you got to start going to the gym. You got to get ready for that next one. Or if you meet somebody, you got to get in shape. A lot of times it's not for health. And I'm not saying that's everybody. A lot of people wait until they get health issues and then they want to start working out. Um, I don't know, Vernon. A lot of people do it for show.
Yeah, they do.
And that's why it
Everybody do it
doesn't
for a selfish
last.
reason.
Exactly. And that's why the whole that's why you lose the weight, you put it on. It didn't become a lifestyle. You did it for whatever reason. Either you going on vacation, you got a family reunion coming up, you want to lose some weight, you got a special event, a class reunion, you don't want folks to see. You know what I'm saying? It's so many different reasons we lose weight or try to get in shape besides for life, just for life. How we get on health? Because I'll go. Vernon, it's
I
time.
know,
Our
but
time is up.
no, we got about 6 more minutes according to my clock. Okay, but I guess why I don't know how we in help because you drove us that way because you didn't want it. You want Mr. Perfect Man. You want Mr. Atlas
No,
to
I
come in your life.
don't.
You want
No,
Mr.
I
Atlas
don't.
with Einstein brains, right?
Oh,
Yep.
Einstein
That's what you want.
brains.
Yeah, you want Mr. Atlas with
No,
Einstein brains.
Einstein would be up here. I need somebody that not you ain't got to be. Oh, look at my arm. See? Oh, and doesn't that look nice? Do you remember the first time I showed you my? We were at the radio station, and I started going to the gym. Do you remember what you told me? You said, "Don't you ever do that again. There is nothing. There is nothing there."
That's what I'm trying to tell you about Jim. Okay,
Oh
all that hard,
gosh.
all that hard work and no results.
Oh
Now,
goodness, goodness.
show me
That's
your
that's
muscles
why you need
again.
a
Wait,
trainer.
wait a minute. Hey, wait a minute. How long ago that been? When I told you that had to be at least 7, 8 years ago, right? When 7, 8 years ago.
Probably.
Okay, now show them your muscles again. See if you get. So you been.
I wasn't going to the gym to get
I probably
muscles.
got more muscles than you got, and the
Let me
only
see
thing
your
I do is
muscles.
pull ups.
Let me see
I
your
got
muscles.
there you go. See, I ain't got no muscles. I got flab. And you've been doing, and I ain't been doing the workout. You've been doing the workout, and ain't no difference between your arms and your biceps and mine. Look at that. Let's compare them again. All that hard work for what, Lavender?
I want to be toned. I'm not trying to get muscles. I just want to be firm. I
For
want to be
why?
toned
Why? Why?
because I want to
Why?
age in wellness. I don't want to have that flab. I don't want that stuff under my arm. I don't want it. I just don't. I don't. It's okay for some
Why?
women
Why?
because it's been in me for as long as I can remember. You got me crying. My eyes
Me
are
too,
burning.
almost.
Um,
Yeah, me.
Vernon, I just want to be healthy. I want to be fit. I don't want to be an old, frail woman. I'm already thin. I don't want to be frail, walking around with a cane and scared to fall and break my bones. I got to have a little something. So that's why I try to lifting weights is important for aging women. The osteoarthritis. I don't want to be humpback because I don't have strong bones. I want to be, I just want to feel good. Oh, and you know what I thought about today? Then we got to go.
Okay.
Squats. So ladies, if you're listening, I got to make a clip out of this. You better start doing those squats because when you go to a public restroom, you either going to have to sit on that dirty stuff, on that dirty toilet, or you'll be strong enough to squat and pee. Do your squats now. I felt good squatting. And I have to give a shout out. I got to
What?
give a shameless shout out to Off the Leash Athletics for making me do those squats that I didn't want to do. Because I can squat and use a public bathroom at my age and not be my legs shaking and looking for something, a rail to hold on to. Women squat unless you sit on that nasty public toilet. So
Let me ask.
exercising has
I know
many
we gotta go.
benefits.
Let me ask you. Let me tell you this, little vendor. Before I know we gotta go. Okay. I could never forget. Let's long remember. So I can never forget when I was
Oh
about
God.
5 years old, right?
Uh-huh.
And when you had to go to the restroom with your mama. Now, okay.
Uh-huh.
And I could you can't unsee this, okay? But I never seen this in my life, and I never forgot this in my life. You talking about squatting going on? What happened to the art of putting two fingers in those draw legs, pulling it back, cocking one leg, and not and be so damn accurate in hitting whatever you're gonna hit
Say that
without taking
again.
one. You ain't never seen them women. I seen women go to the restroom, right? They don't take the drawers off. They take the fingers, pull that draw leg back, right? Cock that leg up and pee directly into a commode or pee directly into whatever they're gonna do and finish
Oh,
and come on out. I've seen that happen. I've seen so that's better than doing squat season. What happened to the art of that? What
I ain't
women
never
had to
heard
do
of
when
that art.
that's when women had to go to the woods. They're not gonna sit down in the woods, Yeah,
Oh,
back in the day.
wow. Well,
You
maybe
never
we
heard
should.
of that? Ask your mama about that and see what she said about that. And we'll talk about it on the other side next week. See, she had to experience all that.
Wow.
She didn't teach you how to just cock one leg up,
No, I'm
put it,
good with my
put
squats.
it,
I ain't
put,
finna pop
pull,
my leg up nowhere.
you pull them draw to the side with your two fingers and and
No,
and go there.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm keep doing my squats. I'm gonna do some when I get off of here and then go to bed. I'm doing
They
my
ought to be good.
squats.
Squats ought to be good for sexual activities too, right? Would help you with your sex.
Exactly.
Right.
How can you
Okay.
not move and exercise and then expect to be hanging from the chandelier in the bedroom? You got to move, you got to exercise, you got to stay flexible. Because, Vernon, at my age, and we definitely got to go, at my age, I want to maintain my flexibility and my mobility. I
Well,
am,
at your age, well, not necessarily at your age, but at your size, a man can fold you like a book. Okay, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later. Okay, we got to go, sugar. You don't need no exercise for that. He'll find a way to give you.
bye,
He'll put your
goodbye.
knees between your. He'll
See
put
you
your
guys
knees right
next
between your
week.
head.
See you guys
Okay.
next week. Thank you for
All right.
joining us. Good night, Vernon.
Good night, sugar. Holla.